Hello everyone and welcome to my bold and the beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please press the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hold on to your silk scarves and Forester gowns, bold and the beautiful fans, because the most earth-shattering secret in daytime television just exploded like a couture-clad bomb. After decades of deception, DNA tampering, and whispered suspicions, the truth is out. Ridge Forester is not Massimo Morone's son, and the real paternity shocker comes straight from a hidden DNA envelope no one was ever meant to see. Who's Ridge's real father? Who knew the truth? Why was it covered up for decades? And what does this mean for the entire Forester dynasty, including Eric, Brooke, Thomas, and even baby RJ? Prepare for scandal, secrets, betrayals, and a breakdown of every layer of this decades-in-the-making B&B shocker. The envelope that changed everything. It was just another afternoon in the Forester mansion until a dusty envelope turned up in a box labeled Morone Private, Destroy After Reading. Donna Logan, while reorganizing a closet in the Forester guest house, stumbled upon the sealed document hidden behind a loose panel. What she found inside would blow up the lives of Ridge Forester, Brooke Logan, and the entire Morone/Forester bloodline forever. Scrawled across the front. Confidential, Ridge's true paternity test. Do not open. But Donna opened it. And the results? Ridge Forester was not Massimo Morone's son. In fact, he wasn't a Morone or a Forester by blood. A history of lies, how the story began. Fans will recall that Ridge grew up believing Eric Forester was his father. That myth was shattered when Stephanie Forester confessed Ridge was actually fathered by her former flame, Massimo Morone. For years, that twist shaped the Morone-Forester alliance and caused massive friction between Ridge and the rest of the family. But now, decades later, that revelation has proven false. Stephanie had lied again. And the truth was buried deeper than anyone imagined. So who is Ridge's father? And who has been covering it up? Brooke's breakdown. I gave my life to a lie. As Ridge confronts Brooke with the DNA envelope in hand, emotions explode like never before. He shakes the paper at her, voice trembling. You loved me because of who you thought I was. But I was never that man. Brooke, ever the queen of dramatic monologues, collapses into tears. I don't care what your name is. You're Ridge, the only man I've ever truly loved. But Ridge walks away, numb. Everything he believed about himself, his identity, his legacy, his connection to the Forester and Morone empires, gone in one heartbeat. Taylor returns, and she knew all along? Enter Taylor Hayes, who mysteriously reappears in Los Angeles after a conference in Zurich. She looks rattled. Ridge confronts her and demands answers. At first, Taylor denies knowing anything until Ridge slams down the envelope. Tell me who I am, he shouts. Taylor breaks down. Stephanie came to me after she got the first paternity results and told me the tests had been switched. She swapped the DNA samples before giving them to Massimo, Taylor sobs. Stephanie didn't want Eric to be humiliated. But the truth, the real truth, is that your biological father was someone else entirely. A mysterious name, Dominic Davalos. Inside the DNA envelope, one name stands out, Dominic Davalos, a jet-setting art dealer from Stephanie's Parisian youth. Photos are uncovered in an old album, Stephanie and Dominic, entwined in a vineyard, Stephanie visibly pregnant. Ridge was conceived in Paris during a brief separation from Eric, and when she returned to LA, she claimed the baby was Eric's. Later, she lied again and pointed to Massimo. But the real father, Dominic Davalos, never even knew Ridge existed. The entire Forester empire was built on a lie. Eric's shock, I raised a stranger. Eric Forester receives the news during a heated family dinner. He slams his glass down. So, I was never your father. Not by blood. Not by marriage. Not by anything. Ridge tries to apologize. You're still my father in the ways that matter. But Eric can't hear it. I built this company for my family. And now, you're telling me the son I trusted the most was never mine? It's a devastating blow. Thomas and Steffi, who are they now? With Ridge's paternity in doubt, so is the legacy of his children. Thomas and Steffi reel from the news that their place in the Forrester lineage may be compromised. Steffi fears losing her CEO title at Forrester Creations, while Thomas spirals back into old habits. "I worked so hard to earn respect in this family," Thomas cries. "And now I'm just some outsider's grandkid?" Liam, meanwhile, uses the opportunity to pounce on Steffi's vulnerability. "Maybe we were never meant to be Forresters, Steph. Maybe we were meant to be together." RJ's identity crisis. Young RJ Forrester, already battling to find his place between the Logan and Forrester legacies, becomes a symbol of the generational fallout. "What am I now?" he asks Ridge. "Just a kid with a fake name?" Ridge assures him, "You're my son. No piece of paper can take that away." But RJ isn't convinced. He begins digging into his own DNA and finds more secrets than he bargained for. The battle for Forrester Creations. With Ridge's claim to the Forrester name thrown into question, the boardroom becomes a battlefield. Eric considers removing Ridge as co-CEO. Donna sides with Ridge. Steffi wants to keep the truth buried. Meanwhile, Bill Spencer sees an opportunity to buy controlling shares. "The Forresters are eating themselves alive," he sneers. "Time to take what's mine." The return of Dominic. After a global search, Dominic Davalos is finally tracked down in Spain. Ridge flies out to confront the man he never knew. The encounter is heart-wrenching, full of raw emotion and unanswered questions. "Dominic, you look just like your mother." Ridge, "And I've spent my entire life pretending to be someone else." Dominic, "Maybe now, you can finally be you." The fallout, Brooke versus Taylor again. In classic fashion, the Brooke-Taylor war reignites. Brooke accuses Taylor of withholding the truth. Taylor blames Brooke for manipulating Ridge's heart all these years. Their epic catfight spills into Il Giardino, resulting in a full-on wine-soaked slapfest that lands on social media and trends worldwide. A new legacy. Ridge decides to legally change his name. No longer Ridge Marone. No longer Ridge Forrester. From now on, he is Ridge Davalos, and he wants to create a new fashion house, House of Davalos. He invites Thomas and Steffi to join, but they hesitate. Will this divide the family forever? Eric's final decision. As Eric Forrester contemplates retirement, he holds a family summit. He announces that the company will go to a true Forrester, not Ridge. The room gasps. He names Send as the new CEO of Forrester Creations. The dynasty resets, and Ridge is cut out. Cliffhanger ending, who switched the tests? Just when it seems like all the secrets are out, another bombshell emerges. A shadowy figure in a lab coat is seen switching DNA samples on a security tape from 25 years ago. It's Stephanie Forrester herself. But why? And who was she protecting? The camera pans in on her diary. The last entry reads, "If the truth about Ridge's real father ever comes out, the family will crumble. I must protect them even if it means destroying everything I love." To be continued. Outro. This isn't just a plot twist, it's a bold and the beautiful revolution. Ridge Forrester is no more. Ridge Davalos is here. And with this DNA bombshell, the foundations of the show's most powerful family have been shaken to their core. Is Eric right to cast Ridge out? Can Ridge build a new legacy without the Forrester name? Will Thomas and Steffi follow him? And what other DNA secrets are still buried? Stay tuned. Because the truth never stays buried for long in Los Angeles. The bold and the beautiful recap for Tuesday, June 17th, reveals that Ridge Forrester caught Brooke Logan and Nick Marone together while John Finnegan confessed he has baseball club protection to Liam Spencer. At the Forrester manse, Taylor Hayes continued to calf Ridge about Brooke, but he stood by his love for Taylor and comforted her about their future. Ridge mentioned having another talk with Brooke lately, so Taylor realized she'd been making another reunion pitch. Although Ridge allowed Brooke would find someone differently, Taylor wasn't as certain of that. Nonetheless, Taylor was glad to be back by Ridge's side and refused to let Brooke get in the way again. At Forrester Creations, Nick wrapped up his Make His Troll session with Brooke and asked her if she wanted to be happy. Nick also wondered if Brooke wanted a man who'd treat her with respect and want only her. Brooke plotted to indeed suppose about a life without Ridge, but Nick suggested that perhaps her fortune was right there in front of her rather. As Nick reflected on their own history together, he admitted he could get Brooke out of his system. Nick wanted Brooke back in his life, so he pushed her to tell him that she was ready to put Ridge in the history. Suddenly, Ridge appeared and was pleased to find Nick with Brooke. Nick said they were just talking about Ridge, so that set the stage for the sweepstakes that's brewing. At the Sand House, Liam Spencer was relieved to hear Finn was taking Luna Nozawa's trouble seriously. Finn admitted he slept with a baseball club by his bed at night, but Liam still had enterprises about the safety of Steffi Forrester and the kiddies. Hayes Finnegan got the news that Electra Forrester was picking him up from his art program latterly and was punctured pink. Steffi, Finn and Liam all headed back to the Precipice House soon after, so Liam had a chance to partake more Luna worries. As Luna continued to catch on Hayes in the distance, she murmured about Steffi keeping her down from her father. "You'll be sorry," Luna promised as Tuesday's B&B occasion wrapped up. B&B spoilers say Luna will follow through on her plan to make Steffi pay, so stick with us for updates on all the twists and turns. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that the show's Timber 3 miscalculations when it comes to Brooke Logan's love life. That's why they've got it all wrong on B&B 1. Nick is only back for a short-term bow. We get that Jack Wagner had limited vacuity due to other scores, but it's still a shame that Nick is only back for a short-term bow. Nick is formerly sizzling with Brooke and setting the stage for some romantic developments this summer, but it's hard to get agitated knowing that it's not going to last. Doesn't it feel kind of meaningless since we know Brooke and Nick will stay together in the end? 2. Ridge and Brooke's reunion is formerly locked, and that brings us to Brooke's eventual reunion with Ridge Forrester since it's formerly locked in. Ridge will eventually come to see that Brooke is the only woman for him, but some observers aren't happy about that brewing consummation. Brooke and Ridge are a classic couple with plenitude of history behind them, but they've come banal at this point. Plus, numerous suckers have no way been completely on board with Brooke and Ridge's chemistry since Torsten K took over the part of Ridge following Ron Moss' departure. Anyhow, it's been refreshing to see Brooke on screen with Nick again. It seems like a lot of observers are pining commodity different for Brooke rather of her umpteenth Ridge reunion, which will indeed be down the road. 3. Brooke needs a brand new love interest rather since Nick can't stay ever and Brooke's Ridge love feels like old news. It'd arguably be better for Brooke to get a brand new love interest rather. There are no doubt plenitude of former Cleaner stars who'd love to score that gig. Indeed, if the show insists on circling back around to Ridge and Brooke, a longer break from them would have been nice. Unfortunately, Nick's short-term bow will only serve to push Ridge back in Brooke's direction. Ridge will fight for his future with Brooke sooner or laterally, so we'll all just have to accept their ineluctable new chapter. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Brooke's time with Nick will just be a romantic diversion, so stay tuned for updates on her path back to Ridge. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers allude that stalwart Steffi Forrester may say 7 words after Hayes Finnegan's hijacking. Steffi may make a selfless offer to Luna Nozawa as she fights to cover her son, so let's bandy the high-stakes situation ahead. Luna is able of anything and will prove it when she goes after a youthful child. It's clear that Luna is fixating on her half-family and intends to make Hayes part of her coming scheme. Luna has a couple of great reasons to use Hayes to her advantage, so let's talk about those for a moment. For starters, Luna wants to give Steffi a taste of her own drug and make her see what it's like when a parent is kept from a child. In Luna's mind, Steffi is still the one turning John Finn Finnegan against her. Since Luna blames Steffi for her lack of a relationship with Finn, she wants to block Steffi from Hayes and show her how it feels. Of course, Luna also knows how important Steffi loves her little boy, so she no doubt views Hayes as an excellent way to control her. Hayes may come the bait for Luna's trap as B&B's hijacking drama plays out. After Luna presumably moves forward with this Hayes swiping, she may watch from hence while Steffi panics. Luna might make Steffi fidget a bit before eventually calling her up and attesting she's got Hayes. That's when Steffi may show off her frippery and say those 7 words we suggested at "I'll do anything for Hayes' safe return." Steffi knows she's Luna's real adversary, so she may promise Luna can do whatever she wants to her if Hayes goes home in one piece. As a result, Luna might order Steffi to come to a specific position without telling Finn or anyone differently. Hayes may be left nearly safe, maybe in Remy Price's care, until Luna's demands are met. Meanwhile, Steffi could face Luna alone for the showdown of the century. That could set the stage for Finn, Liam Spencer, or indeed Sheila Sharp to arrive for a dramatic deliverance. Anyhow, the bold and the beautiful spoilers say Luna will helical out of control with a Hayes-centric plot, so stick with us for updates on all the terrible news ahead for Steffi. Ridge catches Brooke and Nick. We were just talking? Not anymore. Brooke Logan and Nick Marone's steamy, soul-searching moment at Forrester Creations was rudely and dramatically interrupted by none other than Ridge Forrester himself. Just as Nick passionately urged Brooke to choose a future with him instead of forever clinging to her past with Ridge, Ridge walked in and witnessed the lingering heat between the ex-lovers. Brooke gasped. Nick didn't flinch. We were just talking about you, he said coolly, igniting the sparks for an epic Ridge versus Nick showdown. Ridge's eyes narrowed. His voice lowered. Brooke's destiny was once again up for grabs, but this time, it wasn't clear if she even wanted Ridge to win. Taylor's suspicions explode. She'll never give up on you. Back at the Forrester mansion, Taylor Hayes wasn't letting Ridge off the hook so easily. After years of painful love triangles, she needed assurance, and Ridge tried to give it. I love you, Taylor, he declared, but then made a fatal mistake, admitting he just talked to Brooke again. That was enough to set Taylor's radar off. She accused Brooke of trying to worm her way back into Ridge's life. Again. Ridge tried to deflect, but Taylor wouldn't budge. I won't let her come between us, she warned, her eyes steely. Ridge promised loyalty, but even he knew the love triangle war wasn't over, it was just heating up. Nick's pitch to Brooke, what if your destiny isn't Ridge? Nick Marone wasn't there to play games. After a heated kiss that left Brooke breathless, he asked the million-dollar question, don't you want a man who chooses you? Nick didn't mince words. He wanted Brooke, completely. And he made a solid case. Ridge had waffled between Brooke and Taylor for years. Nick was offering something simple, respect, passion, and loyalty. Brooke's heart twisted. Her memories of sailing, laughter, and whirlwind passion with Nick came flooding back. But Ridge. Ridge was destiny. Or was he? Nick made a bold move, tell me right now if you're ready to leave Ridge in the past. That's when Ridge walked in, and all hell broke loose. Finn's dark confession to Liam, I sleep with a bat because of Luna. At the beach house, Liam Spencer was rattled. He couldn't shake the unease that Luna Nozawa had snapped. When he confided his fears to Finn, he expected polite dismissal. But instead, Finn admitted something shocking, I keep a baseball bat by my bed. Every night. Luna, Finn confessed, had become obsessive, unpredictable, and dangerous. The tension thickened as Liam pleaded with Finn to protect Steffi and the kids. Hayes Finnegan, oblivious to the looming threat, was cheerful about Electra Forrester picking him up later from his art program. But a shadow lingered. A very real danger lurked just outside the safety of their Malibu home, and she was watching. Luna watches Hayes, and vows revenge. As Hayes played near the Forrester Cliff House, Luna Nozawa watched silently from a distance. Her eyes were wild. Her voice was cold. You'll be sorry, she whispered, locking her gaze on Steffi's son. Luna wasn't just angry. She was unraveling. In her twisted mind, Steffi had stolen everything, her relationship with Finn, her place in the Forrester family, and now even access to her half-brother. Hayes became the perfect pawn in Luna's growing plot. With no one suspecting what she was capable of, she began laying the groundwork for a kidnapping that would leave Steffi devastated and ignite a war that could destroy the Forrester family. B&B's big mistakes with Brooke's love life. As all this chaos unfolds, fans are rightfully asking, what is the bold and the beautiful doing with Brooke Logan's love life? Spoilers and insider scoops reveal 3 major missteps the show is making, and it's driving viewers wild with frustration. Nick's return is too short. Jack Wagner brings undeniable heat, and his chemistry with Catherine Kelly Lang, Brooke, is electric. But the fact that this is a short-term stint? Total buzzkill. Ridge and Brooke are inevitable, and that's the problem. Fans are tired of the yo-yo love story. Ridge and Brooke may be endgame, but it's hard to stay invested when they keep rinsing and repeating the same romantic cycle. Brooke deserves a brand new love interest. Instead of recycling Ridge again or teasing Nick's return just to yank it away, why not introduce someone new? A rugged outsider. A business rival. A charming lawyer. The possibilities are endless. Hayes' kidnapping plot, I'll do anything for his safe return. As Luna's obsession spirals, she begins tracking Hayes' routine, his drop-offs, pickups, even his favorite toys. When she finally makes her move, it's swift. Silent. Terrifying. Steffi notices her son missing within minutes and goes into full panic mode. The horror sets in, and then her phone rings. Luna's voice is calm. Calculated. If you want him back, come alone. That's when Steffi utters the most powerful 7 words of her life, I'll do anything for Hayes' safe return. Steffi's maternal instincts explode. She's ready to face Luna, even if it means walking into a trap. Luna's deal, it's just you and me now, Steffi. Luna demands a meeting. No police. No Finn. No interference. Steffi shows up, heart pounding, as Luna reveals the twisted truth. She wants Steffi to publicly admit she manipulated Finn. She wants Steffi to back out of their lives forever. Or she'll never see Hayes again. As Luna teeters on the edge of madness, Steffi tries to reason with her, but Luna isn't listening. That's when a surprise rescuer enters the scene. It could be Finn. Liam. Or even Sheila Carter herself, back from the shadows with a vengeance. The fallout, Brooke, Ridge, Nick, Luna, Steffi, Hayes and more. The consequences ripple. Ridge is torn between 2 women again, just as Nick tries to remind Brooke she deserves more. Taylor prepares for heartbreak. Finn blames himself. Liam is furious that no one listened. Hayes is traumatized. And Luna? She might not survive this arc. Whether she ends up in prison, a psychiatric ward, or on the run, one thing is clear, Luna's story has crossed a dangerous line, and there's no turning back.